Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Manciot. I wanted to come and say hello. For those who are new to the channel, it is a channel where I tend to try to seek to present ideas about meta-art, meta-science, meta-philosophy. For all those things, all those sciences, those great aspects of life are all merging into the one eventually. And so, in many sense, I'm addressing metaphysics. In philosophy, metaphysics is the science of addressing these ideas of the eternal soul and how to access this divine light and so I hope you will find guidance from this reading and from this message. For the highest wisdom for us today is destiny, understanding what is our destiny, what is our highest path of fulfillment, why did we come here, what will bring us the most joy and happiness. For it is not always what we think, but we deep inside we do know what we came here for, and we do know what will fully satisfy us. So it's about tuning into this inner self so that we can be guided and follow the flow. What we need to understand is effort. What kind of efforts do we need to produce in order to achieve the desired result? What we need to do is surrender. So the effort is the most important effort we can ever take is surrender, to let go of all that is past and still holding us into limited belief and patterns. And the key for us today is the message is intuition. We have to follow this intuition. It all starts at the intuition, but it becomes ever so much more. For life is a process that starts in time and space, but ends up in eternity and in light beyond human conception. So it is very important to balance out the intuition with the reasoning mind, but to allow the intuition to be just as powerful and to allow ourselves to be sensitive to whatever our intuition tells us, for that is really what it prepares us for the process of learning to be guided by the universe. For the path of salvation goes through the following the guidance. I'm going to pull one card for the day. It is the card of harvest. It is the card of harvesting all the fruits of our labor. It's about enjoying this great abundance, this great harvesting, and take the time to rejoice, to relax, to appreciate everything that life has to offer. For in essence, everything goes through education. It is by education. In society, we also have, as philosophers, have to understand that, have to seek to express whatever higher vision we may have, so about how to function in society, so that more may understand it and apply it, so that we can have more fluid lifestyle instead of rather being rigid. And everything goes through education. We're going to have to reopen mystery schools and teach new the law, the Dharma. For everything in life is a process that was explained in philosophy by Homer in Ulysses. It is the return from chaos into cosmos, from disorder into order, from the hell of the War of Troy to the bliss and beauty of Ithaca, of his wife and family. And so this whole path of life is, when we move from the sphere of pure light, we descend into incarnation, we move into darkness, and then the whole path of return, the return becomes necessary. It is really what the return to order. And as we move into order, as we seek to embrace the divine light, it is the order of thing. And the more we are ordered, the more we follow that divine order, the easier things flow and become natural and enjoyable. We are moving in essence from a society that's based on fear and separation towards one that will be based on love and unity. And so it is it is important to work with those parameters each and every day. It is important to learn to become as clear as possible, to become, if possible, like a spiritual hub, where the places where energy come and merge within you and being redirected, for we become far more creative with all kinds of things within life. As we know that we are made of every state, we are just created in the image of God. So that means all energies of life that within our life are converging constantly through us in the center of ourselves. So it is great hub. In essence, the truth about life on a higher plane is one of the versions could be to appreciate the fact that we all live within an electromagnetic field that is a toroidal, which is like a hollow center, and then it opens up into, like, whether it is the atom, the planets, the people, everybody live within that, which is a void at the beginning, but then as we move into intention and desire, we fill it up, we fill up this space, and eventually we want to move to become a clear vehicle for spirit. It is important to pay attention to dreams and meditation, for I will return to that, but as the card of intuition was telling us, it is very, very important to pay attention to all those little things and take notes if possible. It is also very important to know that love is the only thing that's acceptable within the heart, for there is nothing else is acceptable there. So we got to remove all sense of guilt, all sense of need for karma, for people to resolve situation from people who have done us wrong in the past. All of this needs to be abandoned and surrendered to find true peace of heart and to move into love, for life will educate everybody, I assure you. In many sense, we're looking at humanism as the beginning in the 18th century, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, the idea that all men were born equal in rights. But in many sense, Confucius was the first humanist philosopher. I think I'm going to have to go into a little bit more of those ideas. What is being a Republican? What is being a Democrat? Before they are two opposite. Not in a political sense like in America, but Republican would be the meritocracy, when democracy would be everybody just has equal right. And so this is the Plato, Aristotle, and there are many things that will need to be addressed in due time. For now, I just wanted to come and say hello briefly. I'm going to speak about this painting behind me. It is a painting that's quite unusual. It's quite beautiful, though. There's a lot of gold and silver. And eventually, I'm going to use the images of my art. I have the intention to eventually take those images and put them into fabrics and maybe make clothing, women's clothing, or fashion accessories, or decorative object, to have to be able to use all those symbols in a way that will be able to integrate, not just so that painting will not only go to collectors, but those images will be able to be integrated by the whole population, for everybody who wants it, into the daily life through a small object or whatever. So this is a project. So this painting is essentially a portrait of a great spiral that spins out way beyond the painting. This is the architect of the master universe. For those, there are 1,000 on Paradise. There is 1,000 beings that live there. Well, I thought maybe I'll speak. There were some people who asked me in French. This kind of fits in. They asking me if we're living on a flat Earth, because this idea of living on a flat Earth was reintroduced by the goddess Eris, the goddess of discord, to confuse the mind of people so they can move beyond and expand. And so, but in essence, we, as a spirit being, I've been traveling into the universe and recognize that all the celestial bodies are round and in motion, except for Paradise, which is flat and stable. Everything turns around it, and so there is no, for me, the fact that the Earth is round has been clear since Pythagoras, Parmenid, and then Aristotle, who just proved by the shape of the moon that is fading that the celestial body have to be round in order, otherwise there will be no curvature on the moon when it fades and when it works. So in many sense, I've never really questioned that. But Paradise is a different kind of reality, something that is unknown. It is the center of the universe of universes. It is something that's totally hidden, yet it is the primal origin and final destiny of all living beings. And on this great Isle of Light, which is the greatest body of organized cosmic reality, so to speak, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of unknown magnificent beings who live there, and there is about 1,000 orders of beings that are called transcendentals, or Absonites. Those beings have nothing to do with time and space. When the gods decided to create the cosmos and time and space, they appeared on Paradise as a future response of what the time and space will bring. So all those beings are wholly dedicated to the future transcendental cosmic realities that will emerge from after the time and space will be mastered. So in many sense, the transcendentals don't have much meaning into our life until we open ourselves to this idea of transcendental. Of course, transcendental was an idea that was used essentially by Immanuel Kant to say that an object can have independent value and meaning than what it was intended for, so that is a transcendental value. And then transcendental also means the idea of emerging, finding freedom from time and space, finding bridge into higher, more lucidity. And so in a sense, this represents this spiral. I'm sorry, it's a bit complicated. I have been asked not to get too technical in my explication, but sometimes it requires a little bit. So in a sense, there are only 28,011 architects of the master universe on Paradise, and there are 7 orders of them. The first order, there is only one, it's the architect of Paradise. Then there is three of them. It's the architects of the central universe, which is a divine universe that was created before time as an ultimate universe of ultimate perfection. There was there are 1 billion planets there that they're quite indescribable. Then we have those four architects, and then we have 7 architects of the time and space. The 7 the architects we depend from would be the 11th architect, because we live in the 7th super universe. So it is the 7th super universe, the 7 architects of time and space, which is the 11th architects. And here in this painting, we discover the 49 architects of the first level of outer space, which is on the red background here. And then there is the beginning here. It kind of ends. And it starts a blue spiral just starts, but there are just a few spheres, and this spiral will go. There would be, in essence, 490, and then the next level beyond that would be 3,430 architects, and the seventh level of architects service is there are 24,010. They try to manifest one more, but we attain the level of absolute, so the deity absolute said, "No, that's it. There's no more architects." And so those beings hold the secrets of the future of the master universe. For now, we're trying to understand, integrate all the many lessons of this life, and so those paintings are very personal, more than. But they remind me of many things. They kind of they create a connection within my psyche that connects to some of those reality, and so it's helping me. This is a painting that was signed and dated 2008. It's 100 by 100 centimeter. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a little song. It's a beautiful song about very, very essential philosophy. It's it says it all in a way. It says all you need is love. It's like this: love, love, love. Love, 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 love. There's nothing you can do that can be done. There's nothing you can sing that can be sung. There's nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can do there's nothing you can make that can be made. There's no one you can save that can be saved. There's nothing you can do, but you can learn to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that is unknown. There's nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Well, thank you very much. I wanted to finish with this beautiful song with love is all we need. In essence, this is really what we have to turn to and embrace each and every day to discover and feel ourselves with. Well, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything. If you wish to share, participate, comment, or if you have any question, do not hesitate. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you very much. Namaste.